Imagine discovering a document, a revelation not meant for your eyes, that unveils how reality truly works. Not as a philosophy, nor as a religion, but as a system governed by frequencies, energies, and consciousness. This is the gateway process. Prepare yourself, because what you are about to learn may challenge your understanding of existence. How do you react to the idea that your mind holds the power to influence the structure of reality itself? Have you ever stopped to consider that what you call reality may not be exactly what it seems? What if everything around you isn't an absolute truth, but rather a projection shaped by your own mind? Envision the world as a hologram, not fixed, not immutable, but a ceaseless dance of energy, deeply interconnected with you in ways that are invisible yet profoundly perceptible. This concept, which feels like science fiction, is gaining recognition both in ancient spiritual traditions and contemporary scientific studies. What we call reality might, in fact, be an ever-shifting energetic field, influenced by the vibrations we emit through our thoughts and emotions. Each idea, each feeling, acts as a wave resonating through the universe, reshaping the way we perceive the world. Does this idea resonate with you? Could it be true? Evidence suggests that the human mind interacts with reality in astonishing ways. A fascinating example lies in a project once shrouded in secrecy, the Gateway Process, conducted by the CIA and now declassified. This study explored the interaction between human consciousness and realms beyond ordinary perception. It wasn't just about accessing altered states of mind. It was about discovering how the mind can literally shape and influence the world around us. Even more intriguing, these scientific findings align with ancient spiritual teachings and cutting-edge physics theories. The universal hologram theory, for instance, proposes that the universe is a unified field of energy where everything is interconnected. Within this framework, the human mind is not a passive observer but an active creative force, projecting and reshaping the experience we call reality. Today, let's dive into this universe of possibilities. Let's explore how science, spirituality, and quantum theories converge to reveal a profound connection between the mind and the cosmos. Through the Gateway Process, we can uncover how to expand our consciousness and transform the way we see and live in the world around us. For centuries, we believed the mind was merely a window, a tool to observe and interpret the external world. But what if it is so much more? A declassified CIA document on the Gateway Process has brought forth a revolutionary perspective. Our consciousness can access deeper layers of reality. More than that, it can interact with them. This secret study not only examined the nature of the human mind, but proposed something extraordinary. Our perception is not fixed. It holds the power to shape, expand, and even alter what we understand as reality. The Gateway Process delved into altered states of consciousness using advanced techniques like meditation and hemispheric synchronization, not just as brain experiments, but as a gateway to understanding how our mind is an architect of reality. Are you ready to unlock the true potential of your mind? To see the world not as it is, but as it could be? Let's embark on this journey of discovery together. What if your mind could transcend the limits of ordinary perception and touch the subtle dimensions of existence? Imagine a study that reveals this very possibility, a gateway into experiences far beyond our everyday reality. Participants reported encounters with patterns and energies that seem to reshape what it means to exist in this world. What makes this study so extraordinary is not just the exploration of unseen dimensions, but the implications it carries. It wasn't merely about perceiving new realms. It was about influencing them. The research suggests that when we access expanded states of consciousness, our mind stops being a passive observer. Instead, it becomes an active force, capable of altering and creating. It's as if, by decoding the hidden layers of reality, the mind gains the power to rewrite them, reshaping the world around us. At its core, the Gateway Process proposes a paradigm shift. The mind is not just a mirror of the universe. It is a powerful tool with the potential to shape the very essence of the reality we experience. And this raises a profound question. How far can we go when we finally understand who we truly are? The human mind holds the extraordinary capacity to transcend what we know as reality. In a declassified CIA document, a concept called layers of reality is explored. These states of consciousness dissolve the boundaries between self and universe, where perception shifts from something fixed to something shaped by consciousness itself. One of the most remarkable methods investigated was the synchronization of the brain's hemispheres. Using specific sounds and frequencies, this process aligns the brain's left and right functions, creating perfect harmony. In this state of expanded awareness, reality becomes fluid, adaptable, and full of new possibilities. Another cornerstone of this research was the practice of deep meditation. This seemingly simple technique unlocked higher levels of perception, allowing participants to connect directly with the universe's infinite energetic complexity. By altering brainwave frequencies, these practices facilitated direct interaction with the energetic layers that form everything around us. The study also illuminated the universal hologram theory. If the universe is indeed a hologram, a vast, dynamic projection of energy, then human consciousness is not merely a passive observer. It can interact with, shape, and even transform the projections that create our experience of reality. This reveals something profound. Reality is not fixed. It is alive, constantly evolving, and open to transformation by the mind. These discoveries echo ancient beliefs about the interconnectedness of mind and cosmos, while providing a scientific foundation to understand how this connection works. By expanding our consciousness and aligning our minds with the universe's frequencies, we unlock access to a broader, more complex, and infinitely rich reality. As science and spirituality converge, a powerful realization emerges. We are not mere spectators of reality. We are its creators and shapers. For centuries, it was believed that human perception was passive. Our senses captured the world around us, and the brain processed this information to create a picture of reality. But does this perspective truly reflect the complexity of the human mind? Today, we know that the reality we perceive is far more than a simple reflection. Every thought and every emotion we experience sends waves of energy into the universe. These waves resonate, interact, and influence the very fabric of existence. The gateway process challenges us to see the mind not as a window to the world, but as a tool to transform it. By embracing this profound connection between consciousness and reality, we take a bold step toward understanding the limitless potential of who we are and the incredible worlds we can create. Imagine a vibration that resonates and interacts with the universe around you. Picture reality as a hologram, a concept that offers an intriguing perspective on how our minds operate. A hologram isn't just a three-dimensional image. It's a projection in which every part contains all the information of the whole. Similarly, our reality appears to be composed of energetic patterns, constantly interacting with one another. These patterns form not only what we see and feel, but also what we project into the world. Here lies the central role of the human mind. It is not just a canvas where the scenes of life unfold. It is an active and powerful tool. The mind functions like an antenna, capable of receiving and transmitting frequencies. We don't merely absorb information from the energy field that surrounds us. We contribute to it, shaping and adjusting how reality manifests itself to us. This process is dynamic. The frequency of our thoughts and emotions plays a fundamental role. When our mental frequencies are elevated, attuned to states like joy, gratitude, or serenity, our perception expands. We begin to see beyond appearances, accessing deeper and richer layers of reality. Conversely, when we are trapped in lower vibrations such as fear, stress, or doubt, our view of the world contracts. Everything feels heavier, more confined, and limited. Understanding this interaction between mind and reality is like discovering that we hold the remote control to a film in constant creation. Aligning our thoughts and emotions to higher frequencies not only transforms how we see the world, but also how we create it. After all, we are both spectators and directors of this projection we call life. Do you truly believe the world around you is solid and unchanging? What if I told you that everything you perceive as reality is merely a projection of your mind? Science has already proven that every thought, every emotion, shapes the universe like an adjustable hologram. What the CIA uncovered about expanded states of consciousness could revolutionize everything you know about time, space, and your very existence. Prepare to discover that the impossible is simply a matter of frequency. Reality is not just about how we see the world. It's about how the mind projects everything we perceive as real. It's fascinating to think that what we accept as truth is, in fact, an interpretation shaped by our mind. Recent studies in quantum physics and neuroscience have shed light on this, demonstrating how our consciousness constantly interacts with the quantum field that permeates the universe. Each thought generates waves of energy that travel through this field, shaping what we call reality. Consider something as simple as a sheet of paper. When you look at it, what you see is not the essence of the paper itself, but an image interpreted by your mind. The light reflecting off the paper reaches your eyes, but it is your brain that constructs the final perception. In other words, the paper you see is not the paper itself, but a projection shaped by your mental filters, your experiences, emotions, and beliefs. In this way, everything around us is shaped by our internal lenses. Every observation is, in practice, an interpretation of reality. Now, imagine your mind as a projector, casting its interpretations onto the world. Just as a hologram can be adjusted by changing the frequency of light, the reality we experience can be altered by the mental frequencies we choose to vibrate. When we understand our role as active creators of reality, we unlock the power to reshape our experiences, transforming the way we see and interact with the universe. A profound opportunity emerges, the chance to consciously shape the life we wish to live. The key lies in aligning the frequencies of our mind with what we desire to experience. But how can we access these new possibilities? It requires going beyond ordinary perception, much like tuning a radio to capture a clearer transmission. Reality, as an interconnected hologram, responds directly to the state of our consciousness. When we shift our perception of the world, we open doors to deeper and more complex dimensions of existence. A fascinating example of this is the gateway process, described in a declassified CIA document. This study unveiled how the human mind can be guided into expanded states of consciousness through specific practices. These states connect us to layers of reality far beyond the limits of our physical senses. By attuning our minds to these elevated frequencies, we unlock an almost boundless potential where the veils of what we call reality begin to dissolve. These practices not only expand our awareness, but also transform our relationship with time, space, and the very essence of reality itself. Among the most impactful approaches outlined in the study are deep meditation, hemispheric synchronization, and creative visualization. Deep meditation is a powerful tool for disconnecting from external chaos and diving into an internal space of tranquility and receptivity. In this state, the mind sets aside the distractions of daily life, exploring layers of existence typically hidden from the senses. It's like opening a doorway to subtle dimensions of consciousness. Hemispheric synchronization is a more sophisticated technique designed to harmonize the brain's two hemispheres. While they naturally operate with slight asynchrony, specific sounds and frequencies can synchronize their activity. This creates a unique mental state where the boundaries of ordinary perception dissolve, allowing the mind to access broader realities. In this state of cerebral coherence, the mind aligns with higher dimensions of consciousness, gaining access to insights that transcend conventional logic. Creative visualization goes beyond merely imagining something. It's about intentionally guiding the mind to create clear images of desires, goals, or scenarios. Through this practice, you not only project these images, but also interact with the corresponding energies, shaping the reality around you. This is not merely a creative exercise, it's an active manifestation process. By aligning your mind with the frequency of what you wish to create, you forge a connection between intention and reality, transforming your perception and directly influencing your experience over time. To fully grasp the depth of these practices, one must dive into the concept of altered states of consciousness. When the mind reaches profound levels of meditation or concentration, it transcends the limitations of ordinary senses. The brain begins to operate at different frequencies, enabling the practitioner to access new levels of perception. Practically speaking, these states reveal the invisible, expand what lies beyond conventional sight, and open doors to new possibilities of interaction with the universe. At the heart of this is the idea of mental frequency, how expanded consciousness connects you to different layers of reality. By adjusting your mind to resonate with these new frequencies, you discover that reality is not fixed, but an infinite field of possibilities. The way we perceive reality is directly linked to the frequency of our mind. When our mind operates at elevated frequencies, states of joy, gratitude, or focus, it not only transforms our perception, but also enables us to actively shape the world around us. Reality is not merely a static framework. It is a dynamic field waiting to be molded by the frequencies of our thoughts and intentions. The question now is, are you ready to unlock your potential and step into a world of infinite possibilities? At lower frequencies, we tend to perceive the world in a dense and limited way, focused on the material, on space, and on time. But when we raise our frequency, we open the doors to more subtle dimensions, where information and experiences transcend the boundaries of the physical and the immediate. Expanding our consciousness goes far beyond seeing life from a new perspective. It's about discovering the energetic patterns that structure reality and accessing dimensions that escape our common senses. When we develop this capacity, our mind transforms into a true channel of connection. It not only allows us to explore these realities, but also to interact with them. This profoundly changes the way we relate to the universe, to life, and most importantly, to ourselves. Clear and focused intentions, such as visualizing a desire or believing wholeheartedly in a goal, are practical ways to adjust our mental frequency. In this state of alignment, we begin to see possibilities, transform our behaviors, and create circumstances that favor the realization of our dreams. This process is a living example of how the human mind can actively shape the perception of what we call reality. Understanding this dynamic completely transforms our relationship with the world. Reality ceases to be something external and unchangeable, and instead becomes a projection molded by our intentions and our internal frequency. When we learn to access and master this power, life becomes a more genuine expression of who we truly are and what we wish to manifest. Ultimately, reality is like a mirror. It reflects what we vibrate. When we realize we have the power to influence this reflection, we begin to live with greater presence, purpose, and consciousness. It is in this awakening that we discover that the mind and the universe are not separate, but deeply connected. As a dance between energy and perception, living this connection is embracing the power to create a life aligned with our truest essence. And now, I'd like to ask you something. What would you do if you had access to tools capable of transforming your life in ways that once seemed impossible? With the transformative success of the ebook, The Genius Wave, it's time to elevate your mind to a new level. So, if you truly want to change the course of your life, I invite you to discover the playbook, The Genius Wave. What would you do if you could control your own destiny? Click the first pinned link and take the first step toward creating the reality of your dreams. I'll see you on the other side. Looking back now, I realize this video only makes sense because you stayed until the end. It reminds me of a story I once heard, of a traveler who crossed an immense desert, not because he knew exactly what he would find on the other side, but because he felt there was something there he needed to discover. He endured scorching sun, cold nights, and doubts along the way. Many others who started this journey gave up, but he pressed on, and when he finally reached the end, he realized that the greatest treasure was not what lay on the other side, but the transformation that occurred within him during the journey. And do you know what I see in you? I see that same explorer spirit,